Well, here we are once again, talking about Frater Achad's famous essay, if we want to call it an essay, on INRI, Mysterious Rosicrucians, de Mysteris Rose Rubiae et Oreo Crucis, INRI. And it's this is our third installment, and we've already talked about the point in the middle and the little cross there in the center, the cross of B, and then we've got how that all echoes in manifestation, starting with the 3 mother letters, the 7 double letters, the 12 simple letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Now we're going to start talking about this big cross, which is a big version of the little cross, but it's got a lot more going for it. Now, I wish this was color, but just try to imagine that this part is red, and this part is blue, and this part is yellow, and this part down here are different shades of green, and that this section right here with the hexagram in it is white. Okay, I wish I had a big color one of these to show you, but I don't. Anyway, let's turn our attention to this great cross. I'll hold it up like that when I read, I guess. This great cross, of which the cross of thy being is a reflection and a minute counterpart, is again formed of 6 squares. For it, too, represents the unfolded cube. The cube is matter. The cube unfolded displays the several elements with their spiritual center. So likewise doth Yod-He-Vav-He appear as God of the elements, until Sheen, the Holy Spirit, descendeth into the midst, and bursteth he asunder as Yod-He-Sheen-Vav-He, which is the name of the God-man, the Redeemer, the Yeshiva, Jesus, if you will. So likewise is man, the pentagram of elements crowned with spirits. Now, see, there's a pentagram with its elements there in the arms, and at the top is spirit. So it'd be like, let's see here if I can do this. It'd be like Yod, He, Vav, He for the elements of fire, water, air, and earth, and then spirit crowning it at the top as the sheen. Yod, He, Sheen, Vav, He. Okay, so likewise is man, the pentagram of the elements crowned with spirit, shown with the unconquered will on each arm of the cross. Thus is he master of the 4 worlds through cooperation with the macrocosmic or divine world, which is found symbolized by the hexagram below the great rose on the lower arm. There's our hexagram. So all of these Yod-He-Vav-He's, these 4 Yod-He-Vav-He's, then are working with cooperation of the sheen, or the spirit. That'd be the equivalent of spirit. the lower arm of the cross, and which appears surrounded with the planetary symbols with the sign of the sun in the middle. Isn't this thing, it's like an encyclopedia of all the Hermetic, Kabbalistic goodies. No wonder you get it at 5 equals 6. Okay. The extremity of each arm of the cross is triple, and each triplicity is assigned to 3 alchemical principles in their proper combination. So there's sulfur, mercury, salt, but over here the order is sulfur, salt, mercury, and down here is, depending on which way you're reading it, is salt, mercury, sulfur, and over here is salt, sulfur, mercury. They're all in sort of permutated mix-up thing there. Okay. Thus again we find the suggestion of 12 circles corresponding to the zodiac or star universe, while the 13th is concealed as a point in their midst and is the unity thereof. 13 is 1 plus 3, which is 4. 4 is the number of manifestation in matter. In matter, the 3 principles or gunas are ever operative singularly as forces united as spirit. And so on the side note, he says sulfur, mercury, salt. And in that last section, he says rajas, sattvas, tamas, or the 3 gunas. Thou hast, O my son, the knowledge of the invoking and banishing rituals of the pentagram, whereby thou mayest control the elements and the astral plane. Therefore thou understandest how these pentagrams should be traced with thy wand and will, and how this formula is symbolically shown in the arrangement of the symbols of the elements which are shown around the pentagram and upon the arms of the mighty cross. So in other words, see the order, there we go. The order of the elements there is like in the cherubic thing. Okay, you got fire of Leo in the lower left, or lower right, and water of Scorpio up there in the upper right, and the air of Aquarius up there in the upper left, and the earth of Taurus, or Taurus of earth there on the lower left, and spirit up at the top. And that's the key, what he's talking about. That's the key to a pentagram ritual. Oh, this is hard to do because going backwards here, I'm just where you invoke toward the element that you're invoking. Like if you want to invoke earth, right here, you'd start right here at spirit and go, I'm going crazy with this thing. Maybe it's easier here. To invoke earth, you would start at the top and go down, and then over and over and over. But to banish earth, you'd start it and move away from. So that's a banishing earth pentagram there. And Achad is saying that these pentagrams, surrounded by their elements, are the key to invoking or banishing the different elements. Now, some of you may be asking why you would, to banish earth, you would go straight up to spirit instead of banishing away by going up this way. You don't cross this area here. It's like the groin of the pentagram. Okay, you only cross that under very circumstances. You stay away from doing that. So that's just stay away from the groin area when you banish or when you well, it's a special way you handle spirit. It's like it's related to spirit in the same way as the ecstasy you receive in a physical bliss thing sort of pops the top of your head off. We'll talk about that in a special time. Right. Forget I said anything at the moment. Okay, we'll cover that on another occasion. Okay. Let's see. Thou knowest, too, how the planetary rulers and even the zodiac signs are to be invoked or banished by means of the holy hexagram. The true arrangement of which is shown in this symbol. But what are the barbed rose leaves which the microcosmic rose, which in the microcosmic rose were single? Okay, so now he's asking the question, what about these big barbs there that stick out, these three sets of three barbs? And he says, but in the cross of being, they were only single. Okay, that's what he's asking. But what of the barbed rose leaves, which the microcosmic rose were single, and are here shown as triple in each quarter? What of the letters and symbols thereon? Here indeed is given the formula whereby the LVX may be drawn from the cross and the key word found, and the word be subtly extracted therefrom. Without this knowledge, how canst thou give the true signs of the grade? Let us therefore analyze the key word as did our ancient brethren. And that's where we're going to stop today. We're going to talk about somebody asked the question yesterday in the comment section. First of all, we see the INRI, and then we see LVX, and then we see EAO, and then we see a little cross. And we see zodiac signs, Scorpio, Virgo, the Sun, and another Virgo. Anyway, we'll talk about that tomorrow and save that for tomorrow. So, happy equinox, everybody. I left you a little song on today's Facebook, and it wasn't in place of this class or this reading, but I thought I'd do that. Get my guitar. I've been getting my guitars out in the last few days to give them a drink. Okay, they're solid wood guitars, so they're very sensitive to dryness and humidity and stuff. And finally, the humidity is up to where the guitars just love it. So I've been giving them a drink. Anyway, until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself. Enjoy your equinox, your mobbing, and we'll see you tomorrow. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will. Bye-bye.